Hi and welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Nyambura and this is 100 on Books. Today I'm going to be doing the behind the booktube tag created by Shelley Swearingen, and I'm going to post a link to her video where she started the tag. No one tagged me. I'm tagging myself as one does on Booktube. So the first question is, what has surprised you the most about Booktube, both in a good way and in a bad way? In a good way, I've been surprised by how many people have just randomly found my channel and have stayed consistent in terms of being commenters and so on. Like, that's been such a lovely surprise. In a bad way, I have a small channel right now, so I haven't had any bad surprises so far. But I think this is something I've observed from watching bigger channels. Folks seem to get really heated about stuff and can get trolly in the comments. So that's been surprising because I honestly thought it would just be like, tra-la-la, tra-la-la, we're all readers here, or whatever. Next is, how do you balance reading and booktube with the rest of your life? Bold of you to assume I have a life. I don't have a life. But jokes aside, how do I balance reading and booktube with the rest of my life? I barely balance booktube and reading with the rest of my life because I have a 9 to 5, like most of us here on Booktube, and that takes up most of my time. And then I have what passes for a social life, and then I have reading, where honestly, at some points, I'm in such a reading slump. I'm only reading just enough to keep my Kindle streak going. So, I don't know if I'm balancing it. Something always has to give, is all I can say. Third, have you ever thought about starting a Patreon? You know what? I have actually, because I have a newsletter. I always put a link down below so you can find a link and subscribe if you're interested in that sort of thing. I have a newsletter where I talk about books and life generally, and that has a few subscribers. And every so often, I'm like, wait, it would be nice to be supported in this venture via Patreon or via, a Substack subscription or something like that. But then I'm just like, whew, I feel like it's going to turn into a job. So yes, I have thought about starting a Patreon, but also I don't know if I want a second job, especially one where it's based on this sort of like parasocial relationship which one develops with the people who they support sometimes. But anyway, if you think I should start a Patreon or you should support me on Patreon, let me know. Something to consider. 4, have you made any mistakes on Booktube? What kind of question is that? Yes, I have made tons of mistakes on Booktube. I spend so much time umming and arming and sometimes not remembering people's names and so on and so forth. There's no shortage of mistakes. But one of the things I love about Booktube is how generous viewers are here. And so there's room for them to correct you or for you to correct yourself after the fact, to put in a little note for yourself and so on. So, next is, do you have any advice for new booktubers? I would say try and be consistent if you can, not because of getting subscribers or whatever, but just I think it's a muscle one sort of exercises, and it gets hard to get back to it. I know this because with the newsletter I've been more consistent. I've put out a newsletter entry every week for almost 100 weeks, and some weeks are easier than others, but just showing up makes things easy. So I'd say that's my advice for new booktubers. 6, what are your thoughts on the YouTube algorithm? I'd rather not think about it because it surfaces things for a host of reasons. And for instance, there's some videos that I've done really well because I used certain terms or I talked about certain things and so on. And then there's my regular video that is not going to get 100 views, at least right now as I'm recording this. And so the algorithm clearly either doesn't know where to find viewers for me, or I'm not working it consistently or very well or whatever. It's just it can feel like this box, like an abyss which you avoid, which you're screaming into, and I don't like it, but it is what it is. I think for me, remembering that it's a hobby takes my thoughts away from the algorithm. 7A, how do you decide what videos to make? Honestly, it's down to what I've read, and that's about it. Like, how I decide what videos to make is down to what books I've read and or what books I've recently acquired. That's it. This is maybe the second time I'm doing a tag since I joined Booktube, and one of them isn't even on Booktube. It was the new Booktuber tag. Again, as I said, I've never even shown it here. So that's how I decide. 7B, are you ever overwhelmed with video ideas? No. No, I am not. Um, and maybe I should go back to why I started this channel. It was a chance for me to talk in front of a camera and grow accustomed to talking in front of a camera about books I enjoyed and be part of this community on YouTube. It wasn't so much a chance for me to try out 100,000 different things, and that's part of the beauty of tags because it lets you try out things. But I'm generally not the sort of person. I spend a lot of time at work being creative, and I think on some level I want this to be a space in which I can just be, if that makes sense, like without having to like look for all of these creative ideas. But when I see a tag or something that looks interesting, every so often I'm like, oh, that'd be cool to do that, and then I just don't. So I get overwhelmed with other people's video ideas. I'm like, whoa, how do you guys come up with all of that? But they're not overwhelming me so much that I feel the need to do them. Does that make sense? 8. Have you regretted posting a video? Oof! Some of them where the sound wasn't great, sometimes I'm like, I should go back and take them down because the sound isn't great and all of that stuff. But then I'm like, hey, I think this is first and foremost a record of who I was, who I am at a particular time, and so on. And so it is what it is. So, and I think if the regret ever gets so strong, I'll just go and pull it down. So it's fine. Are the number of views or subscribers a measurement of success? Technically, yes. I mean, a person with tens of thousands of subscribers and we are not the same. We are not in the same league, on paper. But to me, well, I appreciate views and subscribers and so on, because as I said, this is a record of my reading. It's a record of the things that I've enjoyed or not enjoyed, or my thoughts of the community I'm building and so on, the community I'm part of. More than anything, it's not that big a deal, and I think that takes a lot of the pressure off of the making and the posting of these videos for me. 9B, that was 9A. 9B, are the number of views or subscribers a measurement? Oh wait, that's the one I read. I read 9B. So 9A is, are the number of views or subscribers meaningful to you? Yeah, they are. That number is really meaningful. Because for me, it's a person who's taken the time to not just watch and like, but they've taken time to subscribe and to say, hey, this is someone who I want to keep seeing on my feed. This is someone whose thoughts I am interested in, and I really value that. Next, are you disappointed by the growth on your channel? My friends, I am so inconsistent around here. I'm surprised every time I get a notification that I have a new subscriber. Like, God bless you. Because I am not putting out content consistently, for instance. So I can't say that I'm getting a low return on my low investment, if you know what I'm saying. Would I be excited if I hit 1,000, for instance? Yes, I would love that, but it's not a primary concern for me. 11. Have you ever thought about quitting Booktube? Never, ever, 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 ever have I thought about quitting Booktube. Mostly because, as I said, it's a very low stakes endeavor for me. I love the people here. I love the interactions I have here. I enjoy watching other post Booktube videos. I love seeing the ideas that they bring to life. I love how they, get me enthused about certain books. I can't even begin to tell you how many books I've picked up because of Booktube. So, no, I have no plans of quitting Booktube, and I haven't thought of quitting Booktube. 12A, what are the most touching comments? Um, the most touching comments have to do with people who come and say, hey, I picked up this book because of you, or I went and checked out this book, or thank you for talking about this book, or this book is something I would never have thought of, or nothing I would probably have heard of. So it's great to hear about it from you. Like, this hit me right here in the feels. What are the most negative comments? Well, as I said, I haven't experienced any negativity on my channel. So just to speak on my channel, I wouldn't say there are any negative comments. And yeah, I love that for me, and I hope it stays that way. Lastly, in regards to Booktube, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Hopefully still here, and still making content, hopefully more consistent, maybe 1,000 subscribers, if not more, because honestly, that would be nice. Excuse me. But only because it would be nice, not because I'm married to the number or anything like that. So yeah, that's the Behind the Booktube tag as created by Shelly Swearingen. Thank you so much for watching. I don't know if it's clear, I really enjoy making these videos, and I really enjoy having you watch them, engage with them, comment, share, subscribe, all of that good stuff. And I hope to see you soon. Take care. Bye.